The notion of being impervious to pain might seem unattainable, something reserved for legendary heroes or fictional characters who rise above chaos unscathed. However, this isn't fantasy. It's a skill, a mindset anyone can cultivate. It doesn't require shutting down your emotions or ignoring life's challenges. Instead, it's about mastering how you respond to pain so it no longer controls you. We live in an era of heightened emotions, where social media arguments erupt instantly, criticism feels deeply personal, and even minor setbacks can spiral into self-doubt. But what if we could shift our approach? What if, instead of reacting impulsively, we learn to pause, recalibrate, and carry ourselves with newfound strength? Not because we're immune to pain, but because we've trained ourselves to hold it lightly. This is where the wisdom of Stoicism comes in. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of history's greatest Stoic thinkers, faced unimaginable trials, from plagues to wars, yet carried himself with unshakable calm. His philosophy wasn't about avoiding hardship but mastering his inner world. Stoicism teaches that resilience isn't about never falling. It's about learning to rise every time with grace and clarity. And it begins with the decision to act as if nothing can truly hurt us. Before we dive in, please subscribe and tap the notification bell so you never miss amazing content like this. Let's get started. Why pain controls? Pain is an unavoidable part of life, but have you ever stopped to ask why it hurts so much? Why does a fleeting comment, a moment of rejection, or a simple failure feel like a sharp, cutting wound? The answer lies not in the pain itself, but in the layers of meaning we attach to it. Our expectations, our need for validation, and our desire to control the uncontrollable. Remember this: pain is a reaction. It arises from the gap between what we want and what reality delivers. When we lose control over how things unfold, it triggers a flood of emotions. Take relationships, for example. When someone you care about pulls away, it can feel like your worth is slipping through your fingers. Why? Because your mind ties their presence to your sense of self. Or consider social media. A platform meant to connect us often leaves us feeling isolated. A single comment can shatter your confidence because deep down, you're seeking approval in a space that wasn't designed to provide it. In the workplace, criticism from a boss or colleague feels personal, even when it's not. You pour hours into a project, only for it to be dismissed or nitpicked. It's not just the feedback that stings, it's the unmet expectation that your effort would guarantee praise. This is the trap we fall into, believing life owes us a specific outcome for our actions. Think of pain as a storm. It comes in waves, sometimes sudden and violent, other times slow and relentless. You can't stop the rain, wind, or thunder, but you can decide how you face it. Will you stand unprotected, letting it batter you, or will you build shelter, find steady ground, and learn to endure until the sky clears? Most of us, without realizing it, let the storm dictate our lives. We react impulsively, blaming the rain for falling instead of learning to carry an umbrella. This is why pain feels so overwhelming. It feeds on our need to control the uncontrollable. When we expect life to bend to our will, every moment it doesn't feel like a betrayal. But the truth is, the storm isn't your enemy. It's a force of nature, indifferent to what you want. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you can shift your focus to what truly matters, how you move through it. Control. What you can. At the heart of Stoicism lies a simple yet profound principle. Focus only on what's within your control. This philosophy hinges on understanding that the world, people's actions, circumstances, even the weather, are beyond our influence. But how we respond to these external factors is entirely within our power. Marcus Aurelius, a leader who witnessed the collapse of an empire, understood that while he couldn't control the forces of nature or fate, he could always govern his thoughts, actions, and reactions. Stoicism teaches that by concentrating on these internal elements, we can find peace even amidst chaos. Imagine standing in the middle of a crowded room, voices shouting all around you, opinions, demands, judgments, insults. Each one clamors for your attention. You can't silence them, and you can't make everyone stop talking. But here's what you might not realize. You don't have to listen to all of them. You have the power to choose which voice to focus on. Maybe it's your inner voice, your purpose, or simply the calm of the present moment. No matter how loud or overwhelming the room becomes, you decide where your attention goes. This mirrors life. While we can't control the noise around us, the criticisms, the drama, the chaos, we can choose where we focus our energy. Today, this idea is especially relevant. Social media is one of the loudest rooms we find ourselves in, filled with toxic comments, unrealistic expectations, and constant comparison. One scroll can lead to 1,000 negative thoughts, judging our lives against curated highlight reels. But by practicing Stoic detachment, we realize that others' judgments and the pressure to conform are not worth internalizing. We don't have to react. Instead, we can choose not to engage with every voice. When workplace politics start affecting your peace of mind, focus on doing your best work without being dragged into unnecessary drama. When personal setbacks hit hard, remind yourself that you control how you respond, not the circumstances themselves. The real power of Stoicism isn't in suppressing emotions or turning a blind eye to life's challenges, but in choosing where you direct your energy. By letting go of what you can't control, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering and discover an inner calm that allows you to navigate even the most turbulent waters. Acting as if nothing hurts you isn't suppression. There's a common misconception that acting unbothered means denying pain, bottling up emotions, or toughing it out until you're numb. Many believe that to rise above pain, you must act as though it doesn't exist at all. But that's not what this mindset is about. It's not about ignoring your feelings or pretending to be unaffected. Rather, it's about acknowledging pain without letting it take control of you. True strength lies in allowing yourself to feel hurt but not letting that feeling hijack your mind and dictate your behavior. To understand this better, think of a clear, calm lake. Now imagine someone tossing a small pebble into the water. The moment the stone hits, ripples spread across the surface, distorting the tranquility. But here's the key. The lake doesn't fight the ripples. It doesn't try to stop them. It simply allows them to appear and then returns to stillness. The water doesn't cling to the disturbance, it lets it pass quietly and naturally. Pain works the same way. When we experience hurt, it's like a stone being thrown into the still waters of our minds. The initial shock may cause emotional ripples, but these ripples are not permanent unless we hold on to them. Like the lake, we can choose to let the pain pass without allowing it to distort our inner peace. An actionable tip for living this philosophy is to practice mindful acknowledgement. When pain arises, when you feel hurt, stop for a moment and label the emotion. Don't push it away or pretend it isn't there. Acknowledge it by saying, "This is sadness," or "This is disappointment." Then take a deep breath and simply let it be. Rather than spiraling into the emotion or trying to make it go away, allow yourself to sit with it for a moment and then gently release it. The goal isn't to suppress the emotion, but to let it pass without becoming overwhelmed by it. In doing so, you take back control. You are no longer defined by the pain. You are simply experiencing it as it comes and then moving forward. This practice is a powerful tool for reclaiming your peace and resilience. Over time, it can help you build unshakable strength. Embracing pain as a teacher, pain is often seen as the enemy, something to run from, avoid, or suppress at all costs. But what if pain isn't something to fear or reject? What if instead pain is one of our greatest teachers? It reveals the hidden corners of our hearts, the parts of ourselves we often overlook, and the areas where we need to grow. Every experience of hurt carries within it a lesson if we're willing to listen. When we shift our perspective and see pain not as an obstacle but as a guide, it transforms from something destructive into something profoundly enlightening. Take heartbreak, for example. At the time, it feels like the world has shattered around you. The pain seems unbearable, and every memory, every word is laced with sorrow. But with time, that pain can become a teacher. In the aftermath of heartbreak, many people come to realize important truths about themselves, what they truly value, what their boundaries are, and where they've allowed themselves to be too giving or too compromising. Pain shows us the areas where we've let ourselves down, but it also lights the way to what we need to change. In this way, heartbreak, though devastating, becomes a mirror reflecting lessons about self-worth, resilience, and the need for personal growth. It's not the pain that defines us, but how we use it to redefine ourselves. An actionable insight for turning pain into growth is journaling. When you experience hurt, whether it's a small disappointment or a deep wound, take some time to write it down. Reflect on the emotions you're feeling and ask yourself, what is this pain trying to teach me? Is it showing you a need for boundaries? A need for self-love? Is it telling you that your values need to align with your actions? Write it all down. Let your journal be a safe space to explore these questions. Over time, you may notice patterns, places where you've been hurt in similar ways or areas where you've grown stronger. Journaling allows you to process pain thoughtfully rather than letting it control your reactions. It turns emotional turbulence into a structured opportunity for growth, helping you move forward with greater wisdom and a deeper sense of self. The power of resilience through practice. The ability to act as if nothing truly hurts you doesn't happen overnight. It's a skill that requires daily effort, patience, and practice. Think of it like training for a marathon. You don't wake up one day ready to run 26 miles. You build endurance step by step, mile by mile, until you're strong enough to face the distance. Similarly, resilience is a muscle that grows stronger each time you face a challenge and choose to respond with calm and clarity. The more you practice, the more it becomes second nature to navigate life's difficulties with poise and steadiness. So, how do you build this muscle of resilience? One of the most effective ways is by incorporating daily practices into your routine. Start with gratitude. Each morning, take a moment to reflect on 3 things you're thankful for. It doesn't matter how big or small. They could be the warmth of the sun, the support of a loved one, or simply the gift of another day. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right in your life, cultivating a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. Alongside gratitude, try starting your day with affirmations, positive statements that remind you of your strength, purpose, and ability to handle whatever comes your way. Say something like, I am resilient. I can face challenges with grace. No matter what happens today, I will remain steady. This small act of affirming your power helps set the tone for the day ahead. Additionally, visualization is a powerful tool. Spend a few minutes each morning picturing yourself successfully, navigating any challenges you anticipate. Imagine yourself staying calm in the face of stress or conflict, seeing yourself acting with control and composure. Life is not a sprint, and resilience doesn't come from a single burst of strength. It's a marathon. Each step matters more than the pace. Some days you may stumble. On other days you'll glide through with ease. But each time you keep going, no matter how small the step, you're building resilience. Over time, these practices, these small yet significant actions, will compound and form the foundation of your strength. The more you commit to this process, the less life's storms will knock you down. You'll find yourself standing taller, not because you've avoided pain, but because you've learned to move through it with grace and power. Choosing detachment. Without apathy, detachment is often misunderstood. Many think it means shutting down emotions, becoming cold, or not caring about anything at all. But detachment isn't about indifference. It's about not allowing external circumstances to dictate your sense of self or your peace. It's about acknowledging that you can care deeply, but not so deeply that you let life's ups and downs control your emotional state. It's about being able to face challenges and setbacks without letting them define your worth or your happiness. Detachment, in this sense, is a form of strength. It gives you the ability to respond with clarity instead of reacting out of fear or desperation. Take the example of someone losing a job. In that moment, it feels like a huge blow. You might feel a range of emotions: frustration, confusion, maybe even shame. But when you step back and practice detachment, you can choose to see this moment not as an end, but as an opportunity. Instead of spiraling into self-doubt or anger, you can shift your perspective and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Perhaps this is the universe's way of nudging you to pursue a new direction. Maybe you've been stuck in a job that no longer aligns with your values or dreams. By practicing detachment, you can release your attachment to the job itself and instead focus on the possibilities ahead. You remain connected to your goals but not to a specific outcome. This mindset opens up space for growth and allows you to pivot without being weighed down by the past. An important way to cultivate detachment without apathy is to identify areas in your life where you feel too attached. Are you overly attached to a relationship, material things, or the idea of success? This attachment often leads to suffering because it makes your happiness conditional. If you tie your self-worth to something external, like a job title, a relationship, or a possession, you risk being crushed when those things are no longer there. To practice mental letting go, take a moment to reflect on what you're holding too tightly, then consciously release it in your mind. Visualize it as something you can hold lightly, something that doesn't have to define you. It's a mental exercise, but it's also deeply transformative. Over time, you'll find that you can still care about people, success, and the things you value, but without letting them control your peace. Detachment gives you the freedom to live fully without being overwhelmed by the fear of loss. Building mental clarity and emotional armor. Mental clarity feels like a rare commodity in today's world. Between constant notifications, endless emails, social media scrolls, and the relentless pressure of modern life, it's easy to feel like your mind is a battlefield, constantly overstimulated, worn out, and clouded by decision fatigue. The barrage of information and demands makes it almost impossible to think clearly or respond thoughtfully to challenges. Instead, we react, often without fully considering our options. The more we let this chaos in, the more we lose touch with our ability to act with purpose and resilience. Building mental clarity is essential to developing emotional armor, the inner strength that helps us weather life's storms without being overwhelmed. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate mental clarity is to simplify your life, what some call minimalism for the mind. The more inputs you allow in, the more cluttered your mind becomes. To reclaim your clarity, it's essential to limit unnecessary distractions. Start by curating your environment. Remove sources of noise, whether physical or digital. Turn off non-essential notifications, set boundaries with your time, and choose where you invest your energy. This doesn't mean disconnecting entirely, but it does mean being intentional with what you allow to fill your mind. Creating space for clarity can be as simple as scheduling daily moments of quiet, whether it's 5 minutes of meditation or a walk without your phone. These moments of pause allow you to reset and restore mental focus, giving you the strength to face challenges with a clear mind and a calm heart. Think of your mind as a garden. Just like a garden, it needs care and attention to thrive. The good seeds, the thoughts, values, and goals that nurture your growth, can only flourish if you clear away the weeds. The distractions and unnecessary clutter that choke your potential must be removed. If you let the weeds grow unchecked, your garden becomes overrun and growth is stunted. Similarly, if you let your mind become overwhelmed by constant noise and demands, it becomes difficult to think clearly and make decisions that serve your well-being. Regularly pruning the mental clutter, removing the weeds, and tending to what truly matters allows your mind to flourish and grow stronger. By simplifying and creating space, you protect your mental clarity and fortify your emotional armor, ensuring you're ready to handle whatever life throws your way. The role of gratitude and perspective. Gratitude has a remarkable ability to act as a shield against life's hardships. When we focus on what's good, it becomes incredibly difficult to be consumed by pain. Gratitude doesn't erase the challenges or the hurt we may feel, but it shifts our attention. It doesn't deny the existence of struggles. It simply offers us a different lens through which to view them. In a world where we're constantly bombarded with negativity and comparison, practicing gratitude is like creating mental armor, one that helps us protect our peace even in the most difficult times. When we choose to focus on what's working, what we have, and the things we can appreciate, the weight of pain feels just a little bit lighter. Take the example of someone facing significant loss, a loved one, a job, or even a dream. During grief and sadness, it might seem impossible to find anything positive. Yet even in such sorrow, there's often something to be grateful for. A person might find solace in appreciating the time they had with the person who passed, the lessons they learned from the job they lost, or the opportunities that are still available. Gratitude doesn't minimize the pain of loss. It simply helps to balance it. It provides a sense of perspective, reminding us that even in the darkest moments there is still light to be found. This shift in focus can be deeply healing, offering comfort and strength when the weight of the world feels unbearable. A tip for integrating gratitude into your life is to develop a daily gratitude practice. Each day, write down 3 things you're thankful for. They could be as simple as the warmth of your morning coffee, the love of a friend, or the ability to take a walk outside. On tough days, this practice becomes even more important. It's easy to get caught in the spiral of negative thinking when things aren't going well. But taking a moment to identify something positive, no matter how small, can be incredibly grounding. Over time, this practice can help retrain your brain to look for the good, creating a resilient mindset that makes it easier to navigate life's challenges. Gratitude, when practiced consistently, acts as both a shield and a reminder that even in pain, there is still much to be thankful for. Facing life with courage and calm life will always throw challenges our way, no matter how much we try to prepare, avoid, or control the circumstances. Difficulty is an inevitable part of the human experience. The goal, then, isn't to escape pain or hardship, but to learn how to face it with courage and calm. The beauty of this mindset is that it allows us to walk through the storms of life without being swept away. True strength lies not in avoiding pain, but in standing tall through it with grace and resilience. Life is going to test us, sometimes relentlessly. But it's how we respond that shapes our character, our peace, and ultimately, our destiny. Adopt the Stoic mindset. Act with courage, maintain your calm, and move through life with grace. The Stoics believe that while we cannot control external events, we always have control over our responses. You can choose how to react, how to think, and how to carry yourself through tough times. The more you practice this mindset, the less pain will have the power to define you. In fact, you'll start to realize that the pain doesn't break you, it builds you. Every hardship, every struggle, is an opportunity to refine your strength, deepen your character, and become more aligned with your truest self. When you stop letting pain control your narrative, you free yourself to experience life fully without being held hostage by fear or sorrow. Pain will come and go, but the strength you build in facing it with courage and calm is forever. Life doesn't get easier, but we get stronger each time we face difficulty with stoic resolve. We prove to ourselves that we are capable of weathering anything. So the next time life challenges you, remember this. You are not defined by the pain you experience, but by the way you rise from it. Stand tall, act with purpose, and know that your strength will carry you through. As you step forward from this moment, remember that life's challenges are not here to break you. They are here to shape you. Every obstacle, every moment of pain, is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. You have the power to choose how you respond, to embrace each experience with courage, and to move through life with the calm assurance of someone who knows their worth. The journey to acting as if nothing hurts you isn't about avoiding pain. It's about mastering it, learning from it, and becoming unshakable in the face of it. So, I invite you to take what you've learned and put it into action. Start today. Identify one area of your life where you can begin practicing detachment, gratitude, or resilience. Reflect on how you want to respond to challenges moving forward. Remember, this isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Every small step counts, and the more you commit to this mindset, the stronger you'll become. Take control of your narrative, stand tall, and live with courage, calm, and grace. You are stronger than you think. If this message resonated with you, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more content like this. Join us in building resilience, embracing stoic wisdom, and facing life with unshakable strength. Leave a comment below with how you plan to apply today's insights in your own life, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Together, we can all grow stronger.